my amigos. Welcome one, welcome all. It's time for another exciting edition of your English show. That's right, this is your show. It's the show with no name. So buckle up, because it's time for liftoff. Come on. Blast off with me, folks.
3,
So much
2,
to do today.
1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff.
You better be ready.
Liftoff. 30 minutes after the hour.
Here we go.
Get ready.
Yes.
Hold on to your hat. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hat.
And get ready for the ride of your life.
The show with no. It's show with no name time. On Vaughn Radio. It's a show with no name.
Come on. Let's go. Come on. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. This is the show with no name here on Vaughn Radio. You can learn English with us every day for free. All you have to do is download the free Vaughn Radio app, and you can listen anywhere, anytime. Anytime's a good time to learn English, especially if you're having fun. And as you guys know, you can't take the fun out of it. Hell no. I want to have fun as your teacher. You want to have fun as my students, right? So let's have some fun while we learn. Well, a lot of people think that learning has to be boring, especially back in the day. I wish somebody would have told some of my former teachers, anterior, that learning has to be fun. It has to be a process of discovery, exploring new frontiers. Not, let's repeat this, let's repeat that. Okay, great. That doesn't work. In fact, I think the best learning is disguised as entertainment. I always talk about how documentaries have gotten so good. I mean, I remember the documentaries we used to watch in school. They were boring, monotone. The Roman Empire was one of the most... What? How can you make the Roman Empire boring? Well, leave it to the old methods. But now it's like Rome, the power and glory. And you're like, okay, now you've got my attention. So it's all about the approach, el enfoque. And as you know, here at Vaughn, we approach it with the idea of making English not just fun, but addictive. Yeah, so you keep coming back for more. You always have to think about those teachers that inspired you. Why did they inspire you? Because they were passionate. Because when they were teaching you something, they weren't just teaching you. They were instilling it in you, inculcándolo. They were teaching you in creative ways, whether that was with a game or music or what have you. You know? So, folks, join all of us here on Vaughn Radio. As I said, you got a brand new show coming up this weekend, this Friday. We've got a debut of a new show. I want you all to tune in, and I want you to participate in our new show. The show is called Tell Me Your Story. Tell me, baby, what's the story? It's a Red Hot Chili Pepper song. It's hosted by Linda Scaperotto, and you can catch it, the debut, on the 23rd of May. That's this coming Saturday from 4 to 5 p.m. Give her a nice warm welcome. I know you guys are going to make her feel right at home from the get-go. From the get-go. Desde el primer momento. And we'll see. Maybe she'll be joining us at the upcoming trivia night, too, which is now officially around the corner. Man, it's a little over a week away. Wow. I think it's like 10 days, 11 days away. It is June 2nd. Mark your calendars. June 2nd at 7:45. Well, we start at 8, so that means get there 7:30, 7:45, and we are going to have tons of fun. It's at the Toast Tap Room, centrally located in Malasaña. That's right, Malasaña. Bad lasagna? I can't help it. No lo puedo evitar. I know my friend Damian, the first time he heard the song, where I can't help falling in love, dice, no te puedo ayudar a enamorarte. Es ridículo. Claro, porque no dice eso. I can't help falling in love. Es no puedo evitar, pero ahí sacamos la estructura. I can't help enjoying the learning process with my buddies at Vaughn Radio. So lots of cool things going on. Mark your calendars. June 2nd. Again, June 2nd, the first Tuesday of June. And we'll be getting together. We kick off at 8. That means get there a little bit beforehand. And as always, we are going to have a blast. We are going to have a whale of a time. And I hope to see you all there. I've got lots of friends coming, students, family members. So it is going to be awesome. I just talked to Richard Vaughn. He will be there as well. My friend Rebecca, who I've told you guys about from the gospel choir. Excellent person. So it's going to be a meeting of some of the coolest people I know. And guess what, folks? Remember how I told you that I hadn't prepared the questions yet? Yesterday, I finally got down to business, me puse serio, and I have prepared the questions. So the questions are ready to go. I've got the audio clips ready to go because, as you guys know, we always have at least when I host, we have a musical round where I play a little clip from a song, and you have to tell me the song and the artist. We also have a round with faces, different faces. And, the thing is, I show you either a nose, eyes, or a mouth, and you have to tell me what face it is. So, my amigos, just letting you know, it is going to be a blast. And in fact, I'll tell you what, since you guys are Show with No Name listeners, I'm going to tell you the categories here. Let me take a look. Trivia. Here it is. Okay. The first category is pop culture. So that's music, movies, things that are going on in the world. That's pop culture. Number 2, geography and history. But guess what? It's Spanish geography and history. So what does that mean? My amigos españoles, you're going to kick some ass in this round. So geography and history, Spanish geography and history is round 2. Round 3 is random. So you'll get a little bit of everything there. You'll get some current events. You'll get some food questions. Of course, you know me. I'm a foodie, so you're definitely going to get food questions. And then, as I said, you've got the faces, the famous faces, and then we've got the songs as well. So it's going to be awesome. I'm ready to rock. I'm finally prepared. I kept putting it off. Seguía aplazándolo, but folks, it's official. It's going to be a blast. And in fact, I think the questions are fun. I think the faces are fun. And the songs, well, I've chosen some of the most popular songs ever. Songs that really kick butt. So we'll see you there. It is the 2nd of June. As my daughter says in the radio ad, be there or be square. All right, amigos, let's kick things off with a little challenge. It's the Say What soundbite. Say what? All right, folks, your Say What soundbite here on the show with no name. This one's going to be pretty easy, I think. We'll see. I always judge it by how many people participate and how close they are to figuring it out. And as always, I want you to give me your take, tu opinión. Sum it up in a nutshell. En resumidas cuentas, tell me what you heard in your best English. You'll have 4 chances to get it all down. Hopefully, somebody will be able to figure it out. Also, a quick reminder, amigos, we have got some awesome deals going on right now at the Vaughn Tienda. We've got Inglés Gramática Fácil. We looked at that yesterday. Well, guess what? You can pick up that book for 10 euros and 47 cents. So if you want to repasar, go over some of the basic grammar, this is your opportunity for around $10. We've also got Speak Up. That's 10 euros and 47 cents as well. Conversaciones en Inglés, 6 euros and 26 cents. We've got Vaughan Inglés 4.0. This is the advanced level. We also have the beginner level. Each of those are available for 10 euros and 47 cents. Again, you've got complete courses for like 10, 20 bucks. Frases clave, 3 euros. I just shared the link with you over here in our live chat room. We've also got marketing in English. This is obviously like all our materials. It comes with audio. You can pick that up for €1.58. Are you kidding me? If you're in marketing or PR, public relations, this is a steal. I mean, un chollazo, €1.58. Business letters, €1.05. So cheaper than a cup of coffee. You can master your written English when you're writing business letters. We've got verbos claves del inglés. You can get them individually for €3.68, or you can get the whole pack for peanuts. Poca cosa. So I highly recommend you go on over to grupovon.com. That's our website. Go to the area that says Vaughn Tienda, and then you can find promociones. And seriously, there's something for everybody. For all different levels. We've got also stuff for the kids, stuff that's catered to adults. I mean, whatever it is, maybe you want to work on comprehension. Maybe you want to go over your grammar. Maybe you want to learn English with songs or with history, or maybe you want a complete course. As I said, you've got it all, and at amazing prices. You've got the Curso de Inglés Definitivo Business. I mean, a complete business course with audio. Okay, it comes with video, DVDs, and CDs. So you got audio and video for 18 euros and 85 cents. That's under 20 bucks. We're giving this stuff away, it seems. But also remember this. Y es otra frase de marketing aquí. While supplies last. Mientras duran las existencias, I think you say. While supplies last. Also, if you're looking for summer camps, you're looking for masters, Vaughn Town, you can get information about all of that over at grupovon.com. And you'll find everything you need there. You can get a free level test as well if you contact us, or if you want to stop by in person in one of our branches, sucursales. We're in Madrid, Barcelona, Bilbao, Vigo, Valladolid, Valencia, Santander, and Zaragoza. And one more thing. Kudos to Rob Grams. What an artist. He has redesigned the cover images for all of our podcasts and radio shows. And you can find them all on your favorite podcast platform. What I recommend you do, and you would be doing us a big favor if you do this as well, if you want to take a look at them, go to Apple Podcasts, iVoox, or Spotify. Take a look at the image. And also, while you're there, while you're at it, ya que estás, give us 5 stars and also leave a comment, because all of that helps us out. And I think it's a small thing to ask if you're learning tons of English with us. As I always say, if you're learning with us, spread the word. And there are many ways to spread the word. When people see that you speak English and you're not afraid of English, tell them. Well, don't keep it a secret. Let them know. There's Vaughn Radio. Here, give me your phone. I'll download the app for you. And this way you can learn with us. And also another way, too, to spread the word is on social media. Sometimes people do that with me. I've gotten a lot of times where somebody mentions me in their stories. Aprendiendo Inglés, lo recomiendo el programa de Alberto Alonso. And it just happened the other day, in fact. There's a young lady that follows me, and, well, I follow her. We follow each other. And she works in the aviation industry, and she specifically works with teaching airline crew, to communicate better in English. And where does she get a lot of ideas and information from? Yours truly, right? And I love it. So that's a wonderful thing. I love when you guys spread the word, because it's a win-win. Everybody wins there. So take a look at those new images. Give us 5 stars. Leave us a comment. We really appreciate it. And again, I think it's a small favor to ask. All right, folks, I'm going to give you your Say What soundbite for the first time. Good luck.
Yes, well, I explained that in the letter I wrote to the board. Well, I came back. A lot of people had asked me, and I reconsidered it and thought I'd have another go, but it just didn't work out. So this one is final.
Listen carefully. Can you hear that? No. Listen closer. I'm not talking about the birds chirping. I'm talking about everybody speaking English and feeling comfortable. Listen. This is what it's like at Vaughn Town, a peaceful place where you can really learn English and lose your inhibitions. There's a reason it's one of our star programs. Vaughn Town, lose your fear of speaking English. If you want more information about this immersive experience, go to grupovaughn.com or give us a call, 911-385831. Lose your fear of speaking English and express yourself with clarity at Vaughn Town. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. All right, folks, welcome to your pop quiz. Today we're taking a look at something from English grammar que deberías conocer, as we call it, la gramática inglesa que deberías conocer, and it's available at Vaughn Tienda. As always, I want you guys to listen carefully because I will be asking you a couple things from this audio clip you're going to hear. As always, I'm gonna definitely go for the higher level stuff, as you know, because, well, I know who I'm dealing with here. I know you guys are definitely intermediate to high level students. Well, just to be able to keep up with me, no, para seguirme el ritmo a mí. Now, remember this, if you get lost on this show, don't worry. we've got shows that are at a different pace, right? You've got No Excuses with Fitz, for example, which is more of a class, right? This is a class, but it's also a three-ring circus, una expresión que vimos el otro día. All right, listen carefully, and I'll have a couple questions for you afterwards, as always.
Chapter 15. Much, many, a lot of.
Mucho, muchos. Lo más importante. Empleamos much con sustantivos incontables para decir mucho o mucha, pero normalmente solo en frases negativas. Por ejemplo, there's not much time. No hay mucho tiempo. Un sinónimo de much es a lot of, que usamos en todo tipo de frases, ya sean afirmativas, negativas o interrogativas. Empleamos many con sustantivos plurales para decir muchos o muchas, principalmente en frases negativas e interrogativas. En lugar de many, también usamos a lot of, que se usa en todo tipo de frases. Resumiendo, sustantivos incontables. Mucho azúcar.
Much sugar, a lot of sugar.
Sustantivos contables en plural. Muchas manzanas.
Many apples, a lot of apples. Chapter 16. Little, a little, few, a few.
Poco, un poco, pocos, unos cuantos. Lo más importante. En inglés, poco o poca, más sustantivo incontable, se traduce como little. Para decir pocos o pocas, más sustantivo contable, recurrimos a few. A little quiere decir un poco de y a few, unos cuantos o algunos. Resumiendo, sustantivos incontables. Poco azúcar.
Little sugar,
Un poco de azúcar.
a little sugar.
Sustantivos contables en plural. Pocas manzanas.
Few apples,
Unas cuantas manzanas.
a few apples. Chapter 18. Something, somebody, someone, somewhere, etc.
Algo, alguien, algún lugar, etc. Lo más importante. Empleamos something, algo, somebody, someone, alguien, y somewhere, algún lugar, en frases afirmativas. Él dijo algo.
He said something.
Hablaron con alguien.
They talked to somebody. They talked to someone.
Ella fue a algún lugar.
She went somewhere.
En preguntas, something, somebody, someone y somewhere se convierten en anything, anybody, anyone y anywhere, respectivamente. ¿Él dijo algo?
Did he say anything?
¿Hablaron con alguien?
Did they talk to anybody? Did they talk to anyone?
¿Ella fue a algún lugar?
Did she go anywhere?
Empleamos anything, anybody, anyone y anywhere junto con una negación para expresar nada, nadie y ningún lugar, respectivamente. También se emplea nothing, nobody, no one y nowhere, pero es menos común. Él no dijo nada.
He didn't say anything. He said nothing.
No hablaron con nadie.
They didn't talk to anybody. They didn't talk to anyone. They talked to nobody. They talked to no one.
Ella no fue a ninguna parte.
She didn't go anywhere. She went nowhere.
Por último, ten en cuenta que no hay ninguna diferencia entre somebody y su hermano gemelo someone. Los dos significan alguien y se usan exactamente igual. Lo mismo sucede con las parejas anybody y nobody, que son intercambiables con anyone y no one, respectivamente. Solo recuerda que nobody se escribe en una palabra, mientras que no one son dos.
Wow. Really important stuff you need to know. And I'm going to put you to the test after this quick commercial break. So stick around. Yes, welcome back, folks. Welcome back. This is the second part of today's show with no name. All right, we're taking a look at few and little. Nobody, anybody. Find me somebody to love. Find me somebody to love. All right, here's what I want from you. The first one. Tengo pocos amigos. Tengo unos cuantos familiares. You have to use few or little. Okay? Estamos viendo few versus little. So en ambos de esos quiero, tú sabrás si es few or little. So tengo pocos amigos. O sea, apenas tengo. Y tengo unos cuantos, ¿no? Tengo algunos familiares. No muchos, algunos. The next one. Ella tiene algo de agua, un poco. Y la segunda parte esa, ella tiene muy poco vino. So, tiene algo de agua, tiene muy poco vino. Again, in both of those, all four of those sentences, I want to see a little or a few in there somehow. We looked at this last week, so let's see if you remember it. And the last one, no conozco a nadie que viva en esa zona. O que vive. Me hace dudar. Bueno, ya me decís vosotros. I said viva. No conozco a nadie que viva en esa zona. That's number 3. So the first one, again, you got two parts here, and we're comparing these few, a few, little, a little. ¿Te acuerdas que lo vimos? So in both of these sentences, in number 1, and both of the sentences in number 2, we've got to have the word little or few at some point twice. Okay? ¿Me explico? Okay. Because I don't want some. Lo dejo ahí. No quiero some. Some es algo de, pero hay una forma de decir algo de un poco. Okay? So, para distinguir, tengo pocos amigos, muy pocos. No, apenas tengo amigos. Pero tengo unos cuantos. Tengo algunos, pocos, pero tengo familiares. Okay? The second one, ella tiene, perdona, lo he cambiado a tercera persona. Ella tiene algo de agua. Okay? Algo tiene. Okay? Tiene poco, pero tiene. No es que no le queda. Okay? And the second part of that one, pero tiene muy poco vino. Apenas le queda vino. You see where I'm going here, right? So apenas versus algo de. Okay? And the last one, no conozco a nadie que viva en esa zona. Those are your 3 challenges from today's pop quiz. Also, I'm going to give you your Say What soundbite here for the second time.
Yes, well, I explained that in the letter I wrote to the board. Why I came back. A lot of people have asked me, and I reconsidered it and thought I'd have another go, but it just didn't work out. So this one's final.
Hey, Damian, what's crack-a-lackin', buddy?
Hey, Alberto, I was planning to do some sports this week. What about playing baseball?
Ooh, baseball. I love it. But I'm not sure yet. Can we touch base next week?
Touch base. Estamos en contacto, ¿no? Hablamos en algún momento. Yeah, okay. Let's touch base. Okay, what about basketball? Do you want to play basketball?
Oh, man, I love basketball. It's one of my favorite sports. But I don't know if I can this weekend because I've already got plans. Oh, man, that's the way the ball bounces.
That's the way the ball bounces. Así están las cosas, ¿no? Así bota la pelota. Así bota la pelota. That's the way the ball bounces. I love that expression. Okay, what about tennis? Do you want to play tennis?
Well, I love tennis, but I'm not really a good player. If you don't mind playing with a novice, the ball's in your court, buddy.
La bola está en mi campo, ¿eh? La pelota está en mi tejado. All right. Do you want to play some soccer?
Sure, I'd love to play some soccer or football, as you call it. What time do we kick off?
Perfect. We're kicking off at 9. Are you available?
Sure, but I might have to play some golf before with some friends. It's par for the course.
It's par for the course. Es lo normal, ¿no? Es lo normalito, lo que se hace.
Mhm.
Okay, what about billiards? Do you like playing billiards?
Yeah, but right now I'm behind the 8 ball.
I'm behind the 8 ball. Estás detrás de la bola 8, como que llevas las de perder.
Yeah. Wow, a lot of idiomatic expressions here.
Muy buenas expresiones. Si es que así da gusto aprender inglés con un profe como Alberto y un poquito de creatividad, tienes This Book is the Shit. El mejor libro para aprender inglés que te has echado a la cara in your life. Píllatelo, vas a disfrutar mogollón de dibujos para que lo aprendas todo fácil, con conexiones lógicas y divertidas. Es la manera más sencilla y más divertida de aprender inglés. No te la pierdas.
Damián, you're such a good sport. Te enrollas. You can pick up your copy of This Book is the Shit at
Vaughantienda.com.
It's the shit. That's right, folks. So many amazing materials that you can pick up over at Von Tienda. Go to our website, grupovon.com. Also, make sure you're following us on social media. We've got Grupo Von, and if I'm not mistaken, they are creating an Instagram account specifically for radio info. I'll keep you posted. As soon as I have that information, I'll give it to you so you can give us a follow. In fact, I have the link now, but I can't talk and do that at the same time. So during the next break, I'll get the link and I'll share it with you. And this way, well, you can be one of our first followers. It's a new account that was started by Rob Grams, and we'll be posting little snippets, recortes, from different radio shows and, tons of content, additional content as well. So not just content that we're recycling from the shows, but also content that we think you need to know. Just another place where you can learn English for free. All right, let's go on over to our chat room over here and see who's in the house. We have got Elena. Great to have you with us, Elena. She says, hello, tickled pink here. You guys smell that? Oh, yeah, that's a totally native. Tickled pink, cosquillado rosa. So to tickle is dar cosquillas. Ticklish is que respondes a las, right? Es el adjetivo. Oh, don't tickle me. I'm ticklish. Okay, tickle. But to be tickled pink means that you're encantadísima. Great. Oh, and to tickle your pickle. ¿Sabes que os tengo que enseñar estas cosas? Si no, nadie lo va a hacer. To tickle your pickle is, something you do by yourself, generally. Darle cosquillas al pepinillo. Do I need to translate? Okay. To be in a pickle es estar en un apuro. You're in a difficult situation if you're in a pickle. So if your mother catches you tickling your pickle, well, then you're in a pickle. She won't be tickled pink. Siempre jugando con palabras. Great one, Elena. She says, tickled pink here, you see? And then she gives us a song lyric. The sun is shining. The weather is sweet. Make you want to move. Your dancing feet. To the rescue. Here I am. Bob Marley, great song. Sun is shining. The weather is sweet. Elena, great to have you here with us in today's show. Let's see. Kay Roller Girl. She says, good morning, my dearest fellows. Looking forward to the weekend. The only drawback. Toma, otro totally native. Good job, ladies. Drawback, inconveniente. Right? The only drawback, excellent word there, K Roller Girl, is that there isn't Show with No Name. Well, yeah, I need to rest a little bit too. And this weekend, I will not be resting. You know what I have this weekend? 3 birthday parties. Oh, no, not for me, my daughter's friends. 3 kids' parties this weekend. Pray for me. Rezad por mí. Okay. I will be experiencing more decibels than an AC/DC concert this weekend. So pray for me. When you're there relaxing, taking a nice stroll, whatever you do on your weekends, catching up on your favorite series, whatever it may be, meeting up with some friends. Think of me at McDonald's and at these trampoline parks. Trampoline es un amigo falso. A trampoline es un, ¿cómo lo llamáis vosotros? Una cama elástica. And trampoline en una piscina is a diving board. So be careful with those. A diving board is what you'll find at the pool. And a trampoline is, well, these things that you bounce on, camas elásticas. Great. Wow. Elena and K-Roller Girl starting off strong. I love it. Let's see. There's Chris Valrol. We missed you yesterday, Chris. You were here with us in spirit, as always. She says, hi, show with no namers. How's it going? Great. Now that you're here. There's Born to Iron Man. Born to Iron Man says, hi, friends. What's up, superstar? I hope you're coming to the trivia. I know, easier said than done. What do you say? Entre el dicho y hay un trecho entre el dicho y el hecho or something? We say easier said than done. Chris also says, absolutely, K-Roller. It's the only thing that's not cool about the weekends. Oh, thanks, guys. I miss you too, believe me. On Monday, a lot of people are like, I hate my life. I don't want to go to work. Okay, I don't like the getting up early part. I don't think anybody does. Right? It's like when my daughter says, Daddy, 5 more minutes. I'm like, yeah, my sentiments are the same. I echo your sentiments. Like, yeah, I feel you, kid. I want 5 more minutes too, but we've got to get going. Tenemos que ponernos en marcha. Marcha. Queremos marcha. Marcha. So thank you. Thank you, ladies. Wow, you're really making me smile. Well, you make me smile every day, but thank you. Very kind. Very kind. I miss you too on the weekends. And when we have long weekends or Easter break. All right, let's see. We've got Elena. K-Roller Girl. Excuse me. Let me go in order because if not, I'll get lost. I understand a young man saying that when he came back, people encouraged him to try again. So he decided to give it another chance. But things didn't go out as he planned. So he decided that would be the last time. Great. Yeah, that's exactly what's going on. Somebody who had second thoughts, una expresión que vimos ayer en el pop quiz, ¿no? Que dudó. He had second thoughts. And, maybe he regretted, se arrepintió. He regretted his decision. Great job. All right. Elena says, I heard the voice of a British man who was having second thoughts. Toma. No lo vi que lo has escrito, pero sí. Perfecto. And needed to write a letter in which he reconsidered his decision. Absolutely. All right, let's see. Chris Valrol. Let's see what Chris Valrol had to say over here. Chris says, I heard a guy whose accent I can't pinpoint. All right, well, I'll give you a clue. He was from Northern Ireland. And he was the best at what he did. One of the best at his profession. Os acabo de dar, una pista enorme ahí. Pero da igual quién es. But it's Northern Ireland. So I heard a guy whose accent I can't pinpoint. He's talking about something he's reconsidered. Maybe he had second thoughts. Que bien, es second thoughts. Lo enseñamos ayer y lo estáis usando hoy. There's background noise, so I can't quite identify. All right. Well, yes, life is full of background noise, isn't it? In fact, as a man and as someone who's losing his hearing, you don't know how hard it is for me to concentrate when someone's speaking to me and there's background noise. Seriously, it is hell on earth. Let's see. Elena says, what a sweet voice this girl has. I wonder who she is. You're talking about in the pop quiz. Was it Jimena, maybe? See, now I forget. Or maybe it was Carmen or Claudia. I think it was Claudia. She's German. And she speaks German, Spanish, English, obviously. I think we're talking about Claudia's voice. I agree. Claudia's got such a sweet voice, Elena. Good observation. Yeah, she really does. Let's see. Chris Valrol says, I have few friends. Okay, pues vamos con el pop quiz aquí. So, tengo pocos, okay? Tengo pocos. I have few friends. O sea, apenas tengo. Vienes a decir. I have some relatives, pero no quiero el some. Right? Quería, o sea, no sé si lo dije claro. Me aclaro aquí. Quería que ambos tuvieran, ambas partes de esa tuvieron la palabra few, y la segunda little. Ok, so, te lo cambio aquí, porque claro, el some nos vale, pero quería distinguir la diferencia entre a few and few, algo que vimos recientemente. So I have few friends, muy pocos. I have a few relatives, unos cuantos, tengo. Ok, no es que te estás quedando sin ellos. Okay, so that's the difference between putting the in there and not. So again, I have few friends. O sea, yo pienso que eres una persona solitaria. I have a few friends. Pues tengo algunos amigos. I have a few friends in New York. I have a few. Tengo unos cuantos. Right? So it's correct some, but again, I wanted to avoid using that just to show you the difference between the few versus a few. So I have few friends. Apenas tengo. I have a few relatives. Tengo unos cuantos parientes. Okay, the next one. No, me has puesto some again. Okay, so te lo pongo como lo quería. So, tiene algo de agua, le queda. She has a little water. La misma regla aplica aquí. And she has little wine. So, has puesto a little. Okay, vamos a aclarar aquí. So, when I say she has a little water, le queda. She's okay. She has a little. Okay, tiene que reemplazar pronto, pero she has a little. She'll get by. If I say she has little water, that means debería ya rellenar. Okay, so she has a little water. She has little wine. Apenas. Tiene muy poco vino. Okay, lo hemos aclarado. Okay, the next one. I don't know anyone who lives in that neck of the woods. Totally native. In that neck of the woods, en esa zona. Excellent job. Chris, again, the sum is not incorrect, but as I said, I didn't want you to use some because I wanted to make sure you guys know the difference between a few, que tienes, a little, que tienes, incontables, and few and little, sin el a, que es, pues muy mal. Okay? One of them you're in a desperate situation, and one of them you're okay for now. Okay? Me explico. Okay, and ladies and gentlemen, unbelievable. We've got a winner in today's Say What soundbite after the second listen. Elena. Excellent job, Elena. Wow, and wow. All right. Let's see. Elena's also participating in our pop quiz. She goes, I have a few good friends, but quite a few relatives. Well, quite a few is muchos, bastantes. So, but you did use few twice. So, vamos a ver aquí. So, few, apenas tengo. A few, algunos. Quite a few, muchos. Okay? So, let's just make sure we're clearing that up. She has little water. No, perdona, lo has dicho bien. She has a little water, but little wine. Perfecto. O sea, she has a little water, algo le queda, but little wine apenas le queda. Okay, great job. And I know nobody who lives in that neighborhood. Great. So I don't know anybody or I know nobody. Okay? Tenemos dos opciones. Lo que no podemos hacer es doble negar. No podemos decir I don't know nobody or I know, bueno, ahí ya no doble niegas. I don't know nobody, no vale. I don't know anybody or I know nobody. Great job, ladies. Rocking and rolling. Elena says, yes, it's Claudia. Her voice is captivating. I agree. Claudia's got just such an amazing voice. And can I tell you something? It's not just the voice. She's a sweet, sweet person. Every time I've worked with her, every time we've recorded together or even had a beer, after work with some friends, she is, some people who just are good souls. as we say in English. She's a good soul. Que tiene buena alma, es buena persona. That's Claudia. And in fact, a lot of the materials that I'm telling you about in our Von Tienda on a daily basis, they personally were, even though her name is not on the cover, she was responsible. Her, Jimena, Carmen were responsible for a lot of these materials, if not all of them. So, hey, you're in good hands, folks. Whether you're listening to Vaughn Radio, whether you're taking advantage of our amazing deals, you know, we do everything here with a little bit of TLC, tender, loving care. Ese toque de amor. All right, before our next commercial break, why don't I give you today's homophones on the show with no name?
Homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It is homophones only on the show with no name. Let's take a look at these homophones for today, or not. You have to tell me if, these words are homophones. Now, I'm also, a ver si puedo mandaros ahora. I'm trying to send you the link. Creo que esto es, Vamos a ver. Yes, it is. Okay, guys, you can be one of our first 5 followers. No. Wait a second. They're following 5. Wow. So you're telling me I'm the first follower. That is awesome. Guys, you can be the second one. Get over there now. It's Vaughn Radio. And I just shared the link with you. It's an Instagram link, and you can be the second follower. I'll always be the first one. Wow. Hey, look at that, folks. I'm never the first at anything. In fact, I'm usually late to the party. All right. Well, let's take a look at these words. Usually, as I say with these words, there's a nuance. If they don't sound the same, well, it's usually because there's like one little difference. Okay. A nuance. Matiz is the word. All right. So the first word, it's got several meanings. And I know it's a word that you're familiar with because we use it with rock and, esa segunda parte, right? So it's rodar, it's andar, un vehículo, o circular, okay? It's rollo, de papel higiénico, right? Hey, it's important to know that one. If talking about being in a pickle, un apuro, there. It's also panecillo, un bollo, okay? Un panecillo, un bollo, es el redondo. Piénsalo. Si lo tiras, pues roda. Okay. It's también lanzar el dado, o los dados, perdona. ¿No? It's, what else can we say here? Rollo o carrete, right? Of film. It is also fajo, un fajo de dinero. What else? Vaivén, movimiento del mar. There's another one. Inclinación. It's lanzar. We already said that one. Oh, it's Michelin. Yeah. Si hablamos de Michelines, o as I always say, Federico García Lorca. I know it's Lorca, but I like to change names. I always say Alameda de Osasuna or Pozuelo de Alcorcón. Sometimes I do it because it's an accident, and other times I'm just like changing names of stuff. All right. It's also voltereta. Okay. Que tiene sentido. ¿Qué haces? Rodas, right? Serpentear, revolcarse, irse. No, pongámonos. Si te digo let's, venga, vámonos, movémonos, nos movemos. Okay. Wow. And lots of meanings. Many of them are related to the idea of rodar. Okay? And the second one es un papel, pero no digo papel como paper. Digo un papel, un personaje que haces. Tu rol, también lo decís, pero te estoy preguntando a la inglesa cómo suena. Función, papel. All right, those are your two words. Do they sound exactly the same or not? Folks, we're going to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with much more. So stick around. Yes, welcome back. Welcome back, my amigos. This is the second half of today's show with no name. We're going to be hearing from some of your fellow students. Alfonso, born to Iron Man. Cristina Chicago. Chris Valrol. K Roller Girl. Juan Lu Chicago. Alberto, Nuria, and Marisol. Speaking of having a sweet voice. Yeah. All right, we're looking at our homophones. We've got our Say What soundbite. And we're going to hear from students. Oh, let me give you next week's question of the week as well. What do you think of when you think of the future? And guess what? K Roller Girl already participated. She got a head start. To get a head start means, pues, sacó ventaja, I think you say. Elena says, sorry, teacher, but it's not rodas, it's ruedas. Oh, yeah, one of your damn irregular verbs. And then you guys complain about English. Spanish is a fucking quagmire. A quagmire, una guerra. Quagmire, que es un personaje de Family Guy. Atolladero, embrollo. It's a quagmire. Yeah. My favorite, de hecho, hasta ahora lo digo de broma. Ayer anduvimos. I know it's not. No, esta es correcta. Digo, trabajuve. I know it's not true, but applying your logic, it could be. Thank you, Elena. Yeah, don't ever trust my Spanish. That's why sometimes I say, I think you say it like that in Spanish. Thank God I'm not your Spanish teacher, huh? I mean, I get by. Don't worry. I've never had a problem communicating in Spanish. But I do make mistakes, but I love it because then you guys can correct me. All right, I get free Spanish classes here as well. It's one of the perks of the job, one of the perks, uno de los beneficios del trabajo. All right, well, let me give you the Say What soundbite. I'm going to give it to you for the third time. Elena got it already, so we'll see if anybody else can figure it out along with her. Here we go.
Yes, well, I explained that in the letter I wrote to the board. Well, I came back. A lot of people had asked me, and I reconsidered it and thought I'd have another go, but it just didn't work out. So this one's final.
Who's ready for our upcoming trivia night?
Ready to rock, Daddy.
Do you have the info?
Sure, it's Tuesday, June 2nd, at the Toast Tap Room at 8 p.m., hosted by you.
Nos vemos el martes 2 de junio a las 8 de la tarde para el próximo Vaughn Trivia Night.
Be there, be square, amigos.
Yeah, you better be there, folks. We want to see you all there for the amazing event. It's going to be friends, family, and friends who are like family. We hope to see you all there. It is the last one until October. So you got 3 months. If you're looking for your fix, tu dosis, well, you'd better come on the 2nd of June. Don't consider it, just do it. All right, let's see. Chris, nice. Chris, your follower number 2. I just shared the link. It's Vaughn Radio on Instagram. And yes, the link has just been shared. So you can be one of the first followers on our new Vaughn Radio Instagram account. And I know the more the merrier. Cuantos más sois, más bien lo vamos a pasar, ¿no? Mejor lo vamos a pasar. All right, let's go over here. Anix, hey, there she is. She says, hey, guys, I couldn't send my audio note. I'll be here next week. Enjoy the show. Thanks for stopping by, Anix. And yeah, we will miss your sweet voice and your birds in the background. All right, let's see. Elena's participating in our homophone section. She gives us the 2 words correctly, and she says they are homophones. Chris Valrol agrees. Does anybody care to differ? I wouldn't. Not with these 2 superstars. So yeah, roll, rodar o rueda, dependiendo si en qué tiempo lo usamos, pero tiene sentido, ¿no? Una rueda en un coche, rueda, it makes sense in the end, but it doesn't make it easier. So rodar, let me give you some examples. The ball rolled down the hill, okay? The car rolled along the street. También es hacer rodar. He rolled the bowling ball, okay? Do you have a roll? In England, they call it loo roll. We call it toilet paper or TP, but then you call it a roll of toilet paper, okay? Some of you like to have rolls in the United States. If you order a sandwich in New York, let me get a bacon, egg, and cheese on a roll. Yeah, very healthy breakfast, by the way. Bacon, egg, and cheese on a roll. En un panecillo, evidentemente, redondo. Roll the dice. Roll the dice. Lanzar, tirar, echar. Los dados, right? Camera, a roll of film, right? We took 3 rolls of film, okay? And, well, many other ones too. Let's roll. Movemos. Vamos a mover. Let's roll, ladies and gentlemen. And then, rock and roll as well. And the second one, roll, R-O-L-E, papel. Okay, he played the role of Indiana Jones, for example, right? Ben Stiller played the role of Zoolander, Derek Zoolander, right? Role. He played a role. That would be the verb we use with it, okay? And to play a role, actuar o tener un papel. Then you can have a cameo. You say cameo, we say cameo role. Alfred Hitchcock always had a cameo role in his movie. So excellent job. Yes. And now it's time to hear from you folks in our question of the week.
Question of the week.
All right. This week's question of the week. Have you ever kept a journal or a diary? First, we're going to hear from Alfonso.
Hi, Alberto.
Hey.
It's Alfonso from Ruby.
How's it going?
To be honest, I've never really kept a diary.
Oh, you got to do it, man. It's a great exercise. It really helps you clear up what you're thinking in your mind.
But there was a time when I used one of those little desk calendars to jot down if I'd gone somewhere or done something out of the ordinary.
To jot down, buenísimo phrasal verb, apuntar.
Now, since the iPhone has that diary app, I've started writing down the special things I do again. And since it has a search function.
Okay, since, qué bien, lo has corregido tú, pero no function. Pero me encanta que ibas a decir since, que es un error muy común, y dijiste since. Yes, it has a function. Todos, function.
You can easily find something you did in the past, even if you don't remember the exact day.
Exact, no exact. Has puesto el estrés un poco raro ahí. Exact.
Cheers.
All right. Excellent job, Alfonso. And you know what? I know you, and I know the next time you say the word function, you're going to say it right, because that happened with the word trip. He used to say trip, and he even did it on purpose to prove to me, hey, Alberto, I took note and I corrected it. So that's what it's all about, because one thing is me correcting you, and another thing is you applying what I've given you. So excellent job, Alfonso. A wonderful example of a student who just really listens, no, presta atención, and you apply the notes, the tweaks, los ajustes que te doy. Excellent job. Keep up the great work. All right, up next, we've got a student who is a superstar. You know him, you love him, born to Iron Man.
What's up, friends?
Sup?
This is BTI. Yes, I have kept a kind of journal, a kind of diary, although not in the traditional way.
I imagine. Well, that's true. If you're an athlete, how many calories, how many kilometers, right? And keeping track, mantener un récord de algo. Let's hear.
Before GPS, watches,
GPS, no is, right? GPS, S.
and cycling computers became common, I used to write down all my training sessions and races by hand.
I knew it.
I recorded the kilometers I ran, cycled, and swam.
And that we say I recorded or I kept track of. Este es un phrasal verb que se usa siempre, to keep track of.
As well as the time, my weight, and sometimes how I felt during the workout.
Good idea. Great. So you really include not just numbers and statistics, but today I was a little bit dizzy, un poco mareado, which, you know, you can analyze that data. Se puede decir data or data.
It was my way of tracking progress and staying motivated. Today, a weight scale not only shows weight, but body fat, and body water are displayed on the watch.
Yeah, your BMI, right? Your BTI, your BMI is your body mass index, I believe.
Much more additional measurements.
Measurements. Vamos a decirlo todos, es una palabra difícil, porque muchos dicen measure, it's measurements. So el verbo es to measure y el sustantivo measurements.
Are stored. Looking back, it is quite different from today, when technology automatically stores every detail. In a way, those notebooks became both a sports diary and a collection of memories. Even now, I think there was something special about taking a pen and writing everything down yourself. Ciao for now.
Yeah, as Alfonso said, yeah, it's all done for us. But you know something I realized many years ago? I remember I had to start writing things down when I started doing the FYI scripts. And I realized that it's not that I had forgotten how to write, but my writing became chicken scratch. And I said, wait, I'm losing a skill here. You know, when you're younger, we even have a class called penmanship. Penmanship is la letra, cómo escribes, right? And you learned cursive, you learned how to do all that stuff. And now, as I always say, and I hate to say it because it's very cliche, but it's so true, our smartphones are making us dumb. In fact, I have an Apple Watch. Do you know where it is? It's in the drawer. I was sick of it. I didn't want something bing, buzzing on. I got sick of it. I'm like, I don't need more notifications in my life. I don't need everything I do, where I go, when I go to the bathroom. I don't need that to be tracked, you know? So there's something about, writing. There's a challenge I give all of you, including myself. Let's write more. I don't mean type. I don't mean dictate it. And I've gotten so lazy with that stuff that a lot of times I dictate emails. Yeah. I'm like, dear John, comma, thank you so much for your email, period. It's been an absolute pleasure. And no, that's not cool. It's not good. And another awesome thing to do is brainstorming, doing a cluster. So you put a word in the middle and then you let your mind go and you start writing other words. And it reminds me of word maps, what Richard Brown used to have the show, Word Maps. And there's actually a book. You can pick it up right now at Von Tienda. It's a killer deal. I forget how much it is, but I shared the link with you. And that's the same idea. He would write one word and then all the words that came out of it. And he would actually write them. In fact, that book was transcribed from images that he would write on a whiteboard. So let's all do that. Let's try and write more. I'm saying it to you the same way I'm saying it to myself. All right, up next, we've got Christina Chicago. Are you ready for her energy? I hope so.
So and company, so it's 3:00 p.m. This is weird. Usually, it's in the morning, early bird. But today I came out, from school.
Early bird, madrugadora.
Today we have graduations. So I'm in middle school, so the 8th graders graduate, including my son.
Oh, graduation day. That's always fun.
So we are going to head up to high school.
To head up. Wow. So we use this a lot in the United States. You can tell that Christina Chicago lives there. We're going to head to my mother's. We're going to head up to the school. Dirigirnos a ir. Oh, totally native.
And see, my son's graduation. That's for the question of the week. So I have never, written any journal. I don't know, maybe because, my life maybe it's not as excited as anybody, to read it. I don't.
Yeah, but it's not about other people reading it. Writing a journal is for you to kind of, when you write, it's different than thinking because you have to write. So it takes more time. So it makes you kind of reflect more. It's an amazing activity just to figure out what's going on in your mind, not just about being interesting.
I don't know. Maybe, or maybe I'm lazy. It's more like into that. I'm lazy, to write down things every single day. But I'm going to tell you, when we came, to the United States and everything was so new for us, like it's another culture. So my husband started writing a blog with my older one. Now he's 19, but.
Yeah, a blog is kind of a modern version of a diary or a journal. Sure.
When we came, he was 9 or 8, and it was really fun. He wrote, like different, like, I don't know, traditions, tools, whatever, like cultures. And then both of them, gave up.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. After a while, everything's new when you move to a new country, but then you just get used to it and it's, life as usual. But yeah, when those are people who usually start blogs, una americana en España, un inglés en Tailandia, and you see these kind of travel blogs or blogs about living abroad. Very interesting. And that's cool. They shouldn't have given up, but I get it. Sometimes you're just busy living your life and doing things to actually sit down and document it.
But that's my experience. Okay. Have fun. And, I just have one more week and I'll be off. School here ends May 26th. Bye.
Enjoy your summer, Christina. I'm jelly. Jelly is how the young people today say jealous. Yes, sí, porque les cuesta decir jealous. Así que dicen dicen mermelada, jelly. Bueno, hey, I'm just letting you know. No, lo mismo que antes we said, oh, this song's awesome. What a hit. And now they call them bangers. It's a banger. All right, let's see who's up next. Let's see. We have got, where are we? Oh, another Chris, your movie queen, Chris Valrol.
Hi, show with the namers.
Hello.
Chris Valrol here. Yes, I used to keep a diary, so to speak.
So to speak, por decirlo así.
Especially when I was a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't write every day, but there were times when I wrote a lot. I used a diary type planner, un dietario, and I wrote things in it, mostly anecdotes. I still have some, which I read from time to time when I'm organizing papers.
Yeah, that's awesome too. It's really good to look back on your diaries. That's one of the greatest part about keeping a diary. Looking back, like Born to Iron Man said, and as Chris Valrol is saying.
I crack up at the things I wrote,
Yeah.
things I sometimes didn't even remember, like dreams, for instance.
Ooh, yeah, dream diaries.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Excellent job, Chris Valrol. Knocking it out of the park. You guys are doing a wonderful job. Very interesting. And I love how you all have your own personality, your own perspective. It's beautiful. Keep up the great work. All right, up next, we've got K Roller Girl.
Hello, my amigos. How's it rolling?
Hey.
Yours truly, Carolina from Valencia. Okay, when I was little, I used to keep a diary when I write about the adventures I had back in my village with my friends.
Cuidado, village, no bill, right? Hay que oír esa V más, village.
You know, the kind of silly things that felt absolutely massive at the time. Long summer afternoons, bits of gossips, tiny dramas, adventures, all of it went in there. And then years later, when I moved to England, I found myself doing exactly the same thing, but this time in English.
Great.
Every evening, I sit down and jot down everything that happened that day, trying to put it into my own words.
Excellent. Great exercise.
And my English wasn't exactly brilliant back then, mind you, but I just kept going.
Yeah, it's not about, is it interesting? Is it brilliant? It's yours. It's personal.
And now, every now and then, I look back at those old diary entries, and honestly, they crack me up.
Cuidado, la H es más muda. Honestly. No. Honestly.
The way I used to write was absolutely sucking.
Well,
but when I compare the first pages to the last ones, the progress is actually quite mad.
Oh.
You can't really see how much I improve by just writing a little bit every day.
Well, anything. If you do anything a little bit every day, you're bound to improve.
And the funny thing is, even though I'm miles away from that painful bad level now, thank God.
Yeah, the hormones of youth.
I still feel like I've got lots left to learn, which I suppose is the whole point, really.
Absolutely.
Cheerio, guys. Have
Great job.
Weekend.
Wow, you too. Excellent job. All right, well, I'll tell you what. We still have to hear from Marisol, Juanlu, Alberto, and Nuria. But how about a little challenge in the meantime? It's time for today's Double Trouble. Oh, yeah.
Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up. Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble.
That's right, amigos. It is our Double Trouble here on the show with no name. And as always, this is a part of the show where I give you guys a translation, but it's not your everyday translation. Uno cualquiera, cotidiano. This is one where you have to use the same word twice. Now, this is a double trouble. Yeah, that's right. So you have two sets of words. You have to use two words twice. So ball, eat. Okay? Are you ready? Y es cortito, ¿eh? Okay. ¿Viste al gato andar por la pasarela? Wow. ¿Viste al gato andar por la pasarela o en la pasarela? Whoa. All right, so this has to do with modelos, right? La pasarela. How would we say that word? There are two ways to say it. And I'll tell you what, you guys want a clue? I'll give you a clue. I'm too sexy for Milan, New York and Japan. I'm a model, you know what I mean, and I do my little turn on the... That's the word. It's right in that song. And I know you know that song. I'm too sexy for this song, All right, so viste al gato andar por la pasarela? ¿Viste al gato andando por la pasarela? And well, as I said, I want to see the same word twice. So we're looking for two pairs of words here. So again, I'm giving you different words, but take, eat, for example. Folks, we are going to head to a quick commercial break right now. I can't believe it. We are flying through today's show. But when we come back, I'll give you the Say What soundbite for the fourth time. Also, we're going to take a look at our double trouble. We've got more students to hear from in our question of the week. We've got movies, we've got jokes, we've got famous birthdays, and much more up ahead. And a quick reminder, if you want to participate in next week's question of the week, which great job, K Roller Girl, she's already participated. Done. What do you think of, or what comes to mind when you think of the future? We're going to find out who's an optimist, who's a pessimist, who's a realist, right? So what comes to mind when you think of the future? We're going to take a look at that and so much more. That's next week, though. But you have the whole weekend to start working on it. All right, help me out. Folks, we're going to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with much more. So, 3, 2, 1, stick around. Yes, welcome back. Welcome back, my amigos. This is the fourth and final part of today's show with no name here on Vaughn Radio. I hope you are ready to learn and laugh with us for the next 26 minutes. And then stay tuned. You've got tons of amazing programs. You've got the Pro Bow Show with Rob Grams. No Excuses with Fitz. Speak English with Ruby. Let's Get Random with Jules Linares. Speaking with Confidence with Ale. Jessica Fernandez and the Hour to Empower. Chris Frank and Frankly Speaking. Dave Boys and the Salad. The Lunchtime Show with Rob and Andy. And our latest show with Linda Scaperotto, kicking off tomorrow, Saturday. Tell me your story. Tell me, baby, what's your story? Download the free Vaughn Radio app and learn anywhere. And also, if you haven't gone over to your favorite podcast platform, you've got an excuse now. Check out all the new images. And while you're there, give us 5 stars and an awesome comment. And don't forget to follow us on our new Vaughn Radio Instagram account. I was the first follower. I can't believe it. Look at that. I'm never the first, guys. I've just given up on being the first. I don't want to be the first. You know? The first one is the guinea pig, el conejito de Indias. All right. Here's today's Say What soundbite for the fourth and final time. Good luck.
Yes, well, I explained that in the letter I wrote to the board. Well, I came back. A lot of people have asked me, and I reconsidered it and thought I'd have another go, but it just didn't work out. So this one's final.
¿Te gustaría abrir puertas a nuevas oportunidades y estar listo para cualquier desafío? Con el máster de inglés del Grupo Vaughan podrás transformar tu futuro. Este programa intensivo te ayudará a dominar el inglés profesional, perfeccionar tu comunicación y ganar la confianza que necesitas para conseguir tus objetivos. Nuestros profesores Vaughan especializados te prepararán para afrontar en inglés todas las situaciones de comunicación en un entorno profesional. No dejes que el inglés sea una barrera. Invierte en tu futuro con el máster de inglés profesional del Grupo Vaughan. Llámanos al 91-133-5833 o entra en grupovaughan.com.
That's right, folks. Our master's program. You got information about everything over at grupovaughn.com, including killer deals over at our Vaughn Tienda. All right, let's take a look at our double trouble over here. I see we've got a few students participating. Let's see. Elena says, did you see the catwalk on the catwalk? Yes. ¿Viste al gato andar por la pasarela? On the catwalk, yeah, I do my little turn on the catwalk. I'm too sexy. Hey, it's from that song, I'm Too Sexy. On the catwalk, they also call it a runway, right? A runway like una pista, ¿no? De aterrizaje. So that's a double trouble. The model went from the runway to the runway. Hey, it's an interesting double trouble there as well. So lo único es que catwalk, la primera parte son 2 palabras. Did you see the catwalk? On the catwalk, catwalk, una palabra, la segunda parte. Excellent job, Elena. Let's see. Chris Valrol, did you see the cat walking down the catwalk? Yes. K Roller Girl, did you see the cat walk in the catwalk? Lo único es, no es in, te cambio la preposición porque in es dentro de, right? So did you see the cat walk on the catwalk? On the catwalk, yeah, I shake my little tush. Muevo mi culito. Yeah, es lo que dice en la canción. I shake my little tush on the catwalk. Excellent job. All right. That was I thought it was going to be harder, but you guys figured it out. Remember, you can also say the runway, right? The runway or the catwalk. You call la pasarela. And that word runway, también lo verás en un aeropuerto. All right. All right. Let's continue. We've got a lot more to do over here. Up next in our question of the week, it's Marisol.
Hi, it's Marisol.
Hi.
About the question of the week, I kept a diary once when I was teenager.
When I was a teenager, right? Te falta el artículo.
I remember writing happenings that occurred to me at that time.
Occurred.
You know, things about friendship, platonic crush, family, etc. Curiously, not a long time ago,
Curiously,
doing some cleaning in my parents' house, I found it and
I found it. Cuidado, no phone. Found. Ow, ow. I found it. Y la D se une con el it. I found it.
it sounded very teenager thoughts.
Yeah.
I guess it was meaningful at that age. Later on, I started writing about awkward thoughts I had that I was afraid to share.
Sure. That's the thing. That's why you do it when you're a teenager, because your hormones are going crazy. And you're like, if I tell somebody this, they're going to think I'm nuts. So it's usually a time when people keep a diary. Absolutely.
And I thought that if I had written it down,
If I hadn't written it down,
I'd be relieved and it might go away. And it worked. I reckon it's because I had my private space to express myself.
exactly, where no one was judging you.
And deal with it emotionally and personally. Greetings to the show Namers. Bye.
Excellent job, Marisol. Yeah, I think one thing that we're realizing about keeping a diary or a journal, one of the fun parts is going back to it and seeing how you felt back then or what your thoughts were way back when. Excellent job, Marisol. Up next, we've got Juan Lu, Chicago.
Hey, Alberto, this is Juan Lu from Chicago.
What's up?
And I have to tell you that I have at least like maybe 5 unfinished journals at home.
Wow. Well, your wife already told us a little bit about your blog when you moved to the United States.
Or in my phone. I will give you 3 or 4 examples of this. My first one is a health journal where I wrote down my weight, my waist measurement, blood pressure.
Like Born to Ironman. As I said, anybody who's athletic has kept a journal or a diary because you keep track of your calories, your weight, your body mass, and all that jazz.
My blood sugar levels after eating different type of food. For example, if I eat salad or pasta, where are my blood levels?
Wow, very specific.
But after a month, I quit.
It's hard to do.
Another example is a fitness journal when I wrote down my exercises at the gym.
I did 6 reps. I benched 240 kilos. Sure, very common.
For example, the weight, I lifted, the number of repetitions, number of sets, and the rest time. But I quit as well. I tried to do in my phone or in a notebook, but I quit it.
Well, it requires time and effort to keep a journal. Absolutely.
And the last example that I can give you is this year. The principal of my school gave us a small notebook.
The principal, el director,
where we're supposed to write a weekly entry about positive things that happened to us. She recommended at least once a week you have to write something. I only wrote 3 entries during the whole course so far.
Oh my God.
So I am a total disaster. Okay, bye, my friends.
All right, Juan Lu, Chicago. Isn't that awesome? We've got a couple, una pareja. They're from Spain, but they live in Chicago and they take the time to participate. A big shout out to Cristina Chicago and Juan Lu Chicago and their 3 beautiful children as well. And all right, let's see. Up next, we've got Nuria. Nuria, such a lovely individual. Speaking of beautiful.
Morning, Alberto and Serena Names.
Morning.
This is Nuria once again. Regarding this week's question, I'm gonna try to get my point across.
Excellent phrasal verb. Comunicarlo claramente.
I always had the intention to write down my personal experiences, thoughts, and feelings in a journal.
Cuidado, no journal, journal.
But the naked truth is that I've never done it.
The naked truth, la verdad pura y dura.
What I do sometimes is to express my feelings through poetry.
Oh,
It's
beautiful.
something I've always enjoyed. Maybe because I'm just a hopeless romantic. I don't know.
You are.
I also make sure to keep a diary to remember my parents' medical appointments.
Oh, that's important.
Perhaps it isn't too late to pour my heart out after all.
To pour your heart out. Buenísima frase. Exponerte tus sentimientos.
That's all for now. Take care, amigos. Thank you.
Excellent. Wow. Wow. You guys are kicking butt. I gotta say, I am so proud, not just of how you sound, but of your consistency, that every week you take the time to express yourself in English, and you're all improving. And that's the key. You're not just improving the way you sound, but you're working on your confidence, which I think is the most important thing. Absolutely. Not just in a different language, but even in your own language. Speaking with confidence, with authority, having a sense of humor, like many of you who have made us laugh. All right, last but certainly not least, Alberto.
Hello, Showing on Namers.
Hi.
Here is Alberto speaking again. Regarding the question of this week, I have kept a diary in 3 different moments in my life.
Okay.
The first time it was when I was a teenager. I jotted down
No, jotted, jotted. Jotted.
everything and related to my friends, especially girls.
Oh,
It provided me a completely safe space to vent and express myself.
Wow, great one. Great word. To vent. Vent, despotricar, ¿no? Dejar las cosas salir. Piénsalo, ventilar.
Without worrying about offending anyone.
Sure.
The second time I did it, it was
Cuidado, no time. Tengo que oír esa M más. Time.
when doing the military service.
Oh.
I think it was therapeutic.
Therapeutic.
Due to the fact I felt like I was in jail.
Yeah.
I
wow.
tended to overthink at that time, and maybe I needed to clear up and write everything down.
Good idea.
And finally, the third time is a traveling diary.
Okay.
Me and my wife have been doing it for a long time.
Beautiful.
And it's completely open and ready to be used again and again.
Awesome.
It's really useful to remember outstanding memories and check them from time to time. This is all for today. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. Bye.
Excellent, Alberto, and the rest of you. Fantastic. So proud, so proud. All right, we're going to the movies. Name that movie. All right. It is definitely time for Name That Movie. All right, here we go. Let's put it this way. I've already given you a clue, una pista. Here we go. Derek and Hansel are lured into modeling again. Now, lure is cebo. To lure somebody is atraer, but like I'm going to put a piece of cheese to lure, right? Atraer, hacer, tentar. Lure se escribe. So Derek and Hansel are lured into modeling again in Rome, where they find themselves the target, not target, target of a sinister conspiracy. Ooh. All right, let's take a look at the scene. Mugatu, now if you know it, you know it. Yeah. Mugatu says, It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I get it if Alexander Wang believes it, but the rest of you? Come on. Venga ya. So then Anna Wintour, one of the most famous people in the fashion industry, The Devil Wears Prada, that's about her. Oh, please, por favor. Without me, you'd still be cutting patterns at Men's Warehouse. Seguirías cortando estampadas, I think you say, patterns at Men's Warehouse, que es una tienda como de estos de almacén, right? In other words, you wouldn't be so high up in the fashion industry. And then Mugatu says, oh, look, it's the White Witch from Narnia. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's just Anna Wintour. I'll knock your teeth out. Okay, te reventaré, te sacaré los dientes, pero a golpes. I'll knock your teeth out. You know the word knock out, right? And then Anna says, I'll rip your goddamn tongue out. Te arranco la lengua. I'll rip your goddamn tongue out. Tu maldita lengua. And Mugatu says, check out the new spring collection from Hilfiger. Tommy Hilfiger. Brought to you by White Privilege. No, it's sponsored by. Brought to you by is sponsored by. Brought to you by White Privilege. O sea, que él está ahí por ser blanco. Es lo que viene a decir White Privilege. Okay? Not because he's a good designer. I don't know his backstory. But obviously, they're not getting along. No se están llevando bien. And then Tommy Hilfiger says, you couldn't make a down jacket to save your life. Tú no podrías hacer una chaqueta. Down es con plumas. Down. We talk about a down comforter, un edredón de plumas. Down, we say. And you couldn't make a down jacket to save your life. And Mugatu says, asshole. Que es ojete, pero realmente es cabrón en este caso. All right, our winner, the movie queen, Chris Valrol, the movie Zoolander 2. That's right. Zoolander 2. Oh, how sad. The first one was so good. The second one was, I can define it in a sound effect. Yep. They missed the mark. All right, folks, it's time for You're Joking.
Thank you. Okay, what did the guy say when he walked into the bar? Ouch. Ouch. You get it? Ouch. He walked into the bar. You're joking.
All right, folks. I figured we could take a look at some modeling jokes. We talked about the catwalk and Zoolander 2. So let's continue with that theme. Did you hear about the mannequin who was given a key to the city? Mannequin, you say? The Mannequin, que es una película, de hecho. Did you hear about the mannequin who was given a key to the city? Oh, yeah. He was a model citizen. Ciudadano ejemplar. I always say I talk about you guys being model students. Ejemplar. Modelo. Did you hear about the mannequin who was given a key to the city? Yeah, he was a model citizen. All right, another one. I told my buddy that I built a model of the Himalayas. Le conté a un amigo. Yeah, I told my buddy that I built a model of the Himalayas. Himalayas. We say Himalayas. And he said, to scale? And I said, no, just to look at. Oh, no. You get that one? No? It's very similar to the word in Spanish in both cases. So to scale is a escala. No, if you make a model to scale, it's 3-to-1 or whatever, 1-to-3. But also to scale, escalar, to climb. Right? It's another way of saying to climb, to scale. So I told my buddy that I built a model of the Himalayas. And he said, to scale? And I said, no, just to look at. All right, amigos, it's time for famous birthday trivia.
Famous birthdays for you. Famous birthdays for me. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. Famous birthdays for him. Famous birthdays for her. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at today's famous birthdays. Number one, this English model and former singer, former anterior, she was one of the 6 models of her generation to be declared a supermodel. Okay, she was the first Black woman to appear on the covers of Time and Vogue. Well, to appear as a model on the cover of Time magazine and Vogue France. Okay. She was on the reality TV show. Well, she hosted it called The Face. I've never seen it. I don't watch reality TV and much less about fashion. She was also in the movie Zoolander 2. That's number one. Number two, Elton John's songwriting partner. So you know Elton John. I think everybody knows Elton John, one of the most prolific singer-songwriters, artists in the world. Okay, well, without this guy, he's his Batman and Robin, you know, his Tango and Cash, if you will. They're a team. And, well, this guy, not just a singer-songwriter, but a poet and a visual artist as well. And this last guy, he was a Northern Irish footballer. And some would say he was the best footballer to ever come out of Northern Ireland. The best footballer to ever come out. Now, sadly, he suffered with substance abuse. He was an alcoholic. And imagine if he hadn't drunk, how good he would be. And, well, he was known for doing outlandish interviews and being as drunk as a skunk. Más pedo que Alfredo. But definitely a legend. All right, let's take a look over here. We've got some winners. Chris, Val, Rol, and Kay, Roller Girl. Nice job, ladies. Number one, Naomi Campbell. That's right, supermodel Naomi Campbell. Number two, Bernie Taupin. That's right, Elton John's partner, not his romantic partner, his artistic partners, the word I'm looking for. And last but not least, I tried to give you a clue, George Best. That's right. What a shame, too, when somebody with so much talent throws it away. I mean, he still had an amazing career, but just imagine if he hadn't, abused alcohol so much, and God knows what else. And this is him talking about going back to Manchester United after having quit already. Okay. And he says, well, yes, I explained that in a letter that I wrote to the board, el comité, right? Well, yes, I explained that in a letter that I wrote to the board, why I came back, por qué volví. A lot of people had asked me, but I reconsidered it, right? I had second thoughts, como habéis dicho. And I thought I would have another go. To have another go is have another try, another shot. Que lo intentaré de nuevo. But it just didn't work out. Pero no funcionó. It didn't work out. This one is final. O sea, esta vez me voy, pero de verdad. Here he is, one of the best to ever play the game, George Best.
Yes, well, I explained that in the letter I wrote to the board. Why I came back. A lot of people have asked me, and I reconsidered it and thought I'd have another go, but it just didn't work out. So this one is final.
All right. Excellent job, everybody. Wonderful job here on the show. Always a pleasure to have you with us. We're going to say goodbye with a song Crocodile Rock. We were talking about Elton John and Bernie Taupin. And this song is just one of those songs that puts you in a good mood. I dedicate it to you guys. In fact, reminds me of writing in a journal or a diary. I remember when Rock was young. Me and Susie had so much fun. Well, don't take my word for it. Let's have him sing it. Much better. Thank you so much, everybody. It's been an honor and a pleasure. Stay tuned. You've got amazing programs all day long. Don't forget to rate our shows on your favorite podcast platform and follow us on our new Instagram. Rock was young. Sing it. He had so much fun. Holding hands and skimming stone.